All right, welcome to another episode of Spoiler Kings. We are Spoiler Kings. We are Tim Kramer, Brandman Brandon, Bryon the Grizzly, and we are about to talk about 65, starring Adam Driver. Came out last weekend, and we finally all got to see it. Oh man, I think we all have different views on it, different opinions, which is going to be a good one. But right off the bat,
we do too.
We'll ask what you guys think about it. We'll get into some good stuff, some bad stuff, and the ratings at the end. But right now, just initial thoughts. Brandon, what you think?
Well, Adam Driver was good in it as always. This was almost a lot of parts. This was almost like the Adam Driver one man show, at least like for the first from parts of
You're not
or
wrong,
at least early on in the movie. I liked the premise because the trailers really, really had me excited for it. It kind of flew in kind of unnoticed for me until I saw the first trailer like 2 or 3 months ago. You know, I know I was kind of I was looking at it as Turok the movie based on just the ads and that sort of thing. And who doesn't love dinosaurs?
Exactly.
But I think my high points for the movie kind of stop there. I think that it was an interesting premise, but it kind of seems like they wrote a first draft of the movie and just kind of went from there rather than kind of anyone like getting any like putting any input in on it. It also kind of felt at times like it was made of like bits and pieces of other movies. Like Planet of the Apes, with it being Earth all along. Exactly obviously Jurassic Park. There's a dinosaur, there's a T-Rex, there's a bigger T-Rex. Oh, there's the scene where they're looking through the window or looking through the waterfall. There was like some Kong Skull Island in there. Pitch Black was another one. Even parts of the musical score kind of reminded me of Pitch Black. It also, and this was probably like one of my bigger problems, it also kind of talked to the audience like we were complete idiots. We had like 3 separate captions of the movie saying, oh, this isn't about Earth. This is not Earth. Nothing involving Earth is happening here. Earth is not in this. Only when the title drop happens, 65 million years ago, this guy has crash landed into, wait for it, Earth. And then it lingers on that. The movie to me just wasn't really about anything. It was kind of about something, but at the same time, it didn't feel like it was about anything. And it did one of the cheapest things you could do was it relied on a lot of jump scares, which I can't stand. You got to be kind of smart with jump scares. It was, I think, like the only other really the one who was an offender like just as bad was the 2010 remake of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where it just did nothing for me, which sucks because the plot had a lot of potential. It wasn't even a hollow movie to me. It was an empty movie to me. And it was the first time in a while that I was like really, really starting to fidget and look at my watch.
Really? It was only an hour and a half long.
It was only an hour and a half. It was
it was the longest hour and a half I've ever experienced. Wasn't my cup of tea. I thought it was going to be I thought it was going to be a lot more. It was a frustrating movie because it could have been a lot more if they kind of worked on it, and not shot like the first thing they committed to paper. But good on all the times Adam Driver's character got hurt throughout the movie. Notice he never hurt his back, which surprised me because I was thinking it would hurt from carrying the entire movie.
I know he was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab something.
Okay. You're frozen, so it looks.
You're frozen. Yeah. So you're still there.
God damn it.
It's all good.
All right. I'm going to take a little everything that he said, reverse it, and that's what I think. I thought the plot was terrible. I thought the movie was fine. The plot that there was different planet. I hated that. I thought that was stupid. I wanted it to be more an idea that this is Earth in the future, and then they went back into the wormhole that poked into like the planet, whatever, and brought them back to the Earth. They didn't know it was Earth at the time when they crash landing. I thought that would have been a better premise. I didn't like the idea. Like I enjoyed the beginning part. I enjoyed what's it, Chloe Coleman and Nakia King. I liked seeing his daughter and his wife, and understanding that he's doing it for his daughter. And I didn't like the flashback I got to Sarah from The Last of Us. I did not like that.
Yeah,
I felt, especially because she was sick and knew she was going to die. But I think it would have been better if they were from Earth, if because you're speaking English. So why the hell are you speaking English in a movie that's not from a different planet? Just didn't make any sense to me. So, but if they're from Earth, emergently in the future, and he was going on a trip, and it punched a hole through the fabric of time, and he ended up going back in space because something hit it and knocked him off, that would have been a much better premise to me. It'd been more like this TV show Arc that's on Sci-Fi. I thought that it would have been just smarter movie. Adam Driver, I did feel sometimes that it was a lot like The Martian, but he's not strong enough to be The Martian. Like he's a good actor, but he's not Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
You know Matt Damon, man. Come on, I mean,
there's also like a different vibe. I don't know if like I get what you mean. Like it was like The Martian, but it was different enough where it wouldn't play the same. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. But it's like he didn't have anything special about him. He was just a driver, like, and then not a good one at that. Like, you couldn't figure out a way to not lose all your people. Figure out a way, like there was no fail safe for that, no alarm going off before that happened. Conveniences that for the movie, and then the whole idea about it being right before the dinosaurs, right before they died, before the comet was there. That was pretty weird too, but it was just too much convenience. So I didn't hate the movie, but it was an hour and a half and it was fine. But yes, it made me feel like it was a very like a streaming movie. That's what it felt like a streaming movie and not necessarily anything else.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna check because I know Brandon's camera gets stuck. You back, Brandon?
I am back.
Okay.
I am back on the couch.
There you go.
Yes, okay.
It was like it was frozen. I just thought about it. So here, before I get into mine,
am I moving again, or am I still frozen?
You're back on the couch, but you're frozen. Back on the couch at least.
One second.
All right, while you do that, I'm gonna bring up some of these comments real quick. Xavier said, "After Earth meets Jurassic Park." That's pretty much it. That's
a very
exactly
it. I like that.
And do you guys think 65 would have worked better as a series?
I think that's the best question, Tony. I think that's a very good question, and I think the answer is 100% yes. 100% that would have been better for me.
I don't know, because what would you have done to stretch out an hour and a half? You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like I missed any story, like because it was so fast. You know what I mean? Like it was pretty straightforward. It would need to be more developed if it wanted to be a series.
But you could have developed it more.
Yeah,
you could have made it into a lot more stuff going on. It's Earth. A lot of problems. My other problem was, how was the Earth in the Jurassic period when they're just regular trees?
Dude, you're thinking about it too much, man. Think about it. Don't think about it. Also, I don't think the comet hits during the Jurassic period. It hits in another period, because that's a whole other thing. Like Jurassic Park shouldn't be called Jurassic Park because T-Rexes and those dinosaurs weren't
Never
alive
around each other.
during the Jurassic period. Yeah, but D Stizzle said might check this out at home. Yeah,
It's a good. It'll be a good home.
Yeah. The positives: Adam Driver and the dinosaurs. That's about it. Yeah. There was one part where it was a jump scare that kind of got me and my girlfriend like jumped, like, oh, like didn't expect that. I was like, what the hell? They're still wanting to see dinosaurs in Savage Land on screen. Oh, please, yes. Kevin Feige, do it. But I think that's way down the road. We gotta get X-Men first. So yeah, the big screen. Yeah. So it should have been straight to VHS release, pretty much. Yeah. Or like what Xavier said, it should have been on Netflix. I think this would have been a perfect spot for Netflix. It should have been right streaming straight to Netflix. I think that would have been great. Who is it? Sony?
Yeah, Sony.
What Sony service does Sony have, or do they work with? I don't think they have one, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. No.
Yeah, not yet. That's all we need is another one. Probably Universal. Universal was a Peacock.
Yep, Peacock.
Right? Yeah. Oh, maybe on Peacock would have been cool. Streaming release like Chris Pratt's The Tomorrow War. Yeah.
Exactly. It should be on Prime Video.
Prime would have been good. Anywhere streaming would have been better. I think. I think it would have been better fitting. So yeah, for me, man, like I liked it, but it it had a lot of issues. Like very short story, very easy story. Like I thought what Bryon thought was like, oh, it's his Earth from the future, and then they go back in time and through a wormhole or through some kind of like whatever, and then they're like, oh, what? That they're so far advanced that they didn't know dinosaurs exist on Earth.
Had no
like
clue.
that would have been kind of cool. But then once they kind of proved that wasn't the case, that they're from another planet, then I started thinking, I'm like, oh, are these going to be like
the seeds of
humankind? And then I'm thinking, I'm like, well, he's 30 something, she's 12, so
I hope not.
No. So I hope they don't go that route, because that's so messed up on so many levels. And I think Adam Driver is too good of a person to like even go down that road as an actor. You're like, whoa, we're not doing that. That's why if it would have been an older woman, like if he's doing it, at least somebody in there like 21, early 20s, it would have made a little more sense, where like they couldn't get off the planet and they become Adam and Eve, something along those lines.
That's exactly where I thought we were going, and that was not what we got.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to do it with a friggin' however old she was, like 12. I mean, she was pretty young. She was a great, though Adam Driver was great.
I was going to say, Ariana Greenblatt was so good. Oh,
I thought she was so good. When they get to the peak of the mountain and she finds out what happened to her family, and I was like, damn, okay, she was good. She was a good little actress. So I'm interested to see more with her, what else she can do.
And she saved his life. I mean, everything about her was so good. I really enjoyed. Yeah. And honestly, I wouldn't mind have seen if they got back to the planet or not. See what their journey was. I wouldn't mind to see that. I was interested in them together. I was interested in their connection.
Yeah, they kept it ambiguous, like that was the part that really reminded me of the ending of the first Pitch Black.
Mm-hmm.
Where they just kind of go off to destinations unknown. It just that's one of the things where I was like, oh, all right.
And then and now they're safe. But I feel like this was Sony trying to do a bootleg Pedro Pascal kind of thing. Like, here's an old man that has a young kid, and they're trying to save. It's like we've seen it with Pedro Pascal twice. Like, I don't need to see a bootleg Pedro Pascal do it with another kid. You know what I mean? Like, we've seen it twice done better already. So we don't need to see it with dinosaurs. But I mean that's all it was it was a very simple plot. I mean, I had fun. It's not going to win any awards. This is definitely not going to be up for like any kind of Academy Award or anything like that. But I know that's why like Brandon's like he like really didn't like it. I was like, damn,
Yeah, I thought it was fine. It was just
at least
it was a simple,
fun enough,
movie. It was
Yeah.
an hour and a half, and I didn't feel like I wasted my time. And it was like, oh, dinosaurs, Adam Driver, cute kid. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a point of comfort that I had a free movie pass that I used, but I still kind of wanted it back.
I demand. You probably could have got it back too. AMC's pretty good at that.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
it
was
was
just a
interesting.
place icon around the corner.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah. I mean, nothing crazy. You know, it was a straightforward action, jump scary, semi horror, sci-fi. It seemed like it tried to hit all the boxes.
Yeah.
Like horror, check. You know, jump scares, check. Sci-fi, check. Action, check. You know, like action star, check. You know, they were trying to go for a little too much, and they should. Although I'm looking at it now, it was a Raimi Productions. They
I
were
saw
part
it.
of it.
Raimi Productions, yeah.
Columbia,
That was a sell. That was a sell when I. Yeah, that was a sell for me when I saw the original trailer. When I saw Sam Raimi, I'm like, I'm in.
And then I saw Bryon creative, and I was like, oh, that means LeBron.
Yeah.
It means someone's flopping. And someone did flop. It was the movie.
There you go. Yeah. So, and then the directors, I'm looking at the directors, A Quiet Place, and they're, which kind of freaks me out because I think they're also doing The Boogeyman that's coming out later this year. And that trailer looks really good, really scary.
It does.
And this trailer looked really good. And I'm worried that The Boogeyman might not hit.
I think we need to see how long it is. If it's an hour and a half, we might, go from there.
The runtime. Yeah. But I don't mind shorter runtimes, like an hour and a half. I'm like, that's cool. But
no, and to its advantage, to its credit, director. Yeah, to its credit, it was quick paced and to the point. It just
never mind. It's a different director. Take that back. I am sorry.
I thought Quiet Place was written and directed by
it's not Stephen King.
No, Quiet Place. No, I thought it was by Mr. Fantastic, the one John Krasinski. John Krasinski.
Yeah,
I thought he directed that.
It's from the people who made The Quiet Place. They made sure to put that on the trailer, on the poster a lot for 65. From the people who got you Quiet Place. Here's dinosaurs.
Yeah, I was just thinking John Krasinski. That's the whole time. But
yeah. I'm looking at the directors. This Bryan Woods and Scott Beck.
How's it going?
Hey, what's up? But
man,
you
got me right before.
There you go.
Beat me to the chase.
But yeah, I don't know. You get anything else before we get into the ratings? You can think of?
I just you guys say some of the bad stuff. Wasn't the CGI? Wasn't anything. It was just the story. I think they just didn't do a great job with the story. Yeah, honestly. Yeah. And they could have done more with the story and could have made more sense. And it said they should have seeded the earth. Like they found out one other survivor. When they got to the ship, they found there was one other survivor. And they tried to get off and they couldn't get off. And then they had to figure out something. And they were able to, with their technology, create a bubble or a biodome or something like that for them to stay in. And they seeded the earth with human beings. And that's how humans got here. That's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah,
and
that would have been really cool. That's what I thought too.
They went into to the mountains and they were able to create this bubble with their technology, and they seeded the earth and they became a family and all that other crap.
Yeah.
All you need is a replicator, a food replicator, and you're in. Done.
Yeah. So, it was a very, 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 very easy story, almost to the point where they're kind of like telling you that you're stupid, like Brandon said, but it was literally, hey, you're here and you need to go there. That's it. That is literally the entire story. So, but cool. Let's get into this rating and move on to something else.
Okay.
There we go. All right. So here at Spoiler Kings, we rate things nice and simple. We do a now, later, never. Now means you need to check it out right now before it gets ruined and social media ruins it for you. Later means wait till it's on streaming. No big deal. You're not missing out. And never means skip it. Don't kill any brain cells. It's not worth your time. Brandon, what you giving this one?
This is a never for me. it it was a cool enough premise. I thought just going by the ads, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll go see this in the theater, but it just didn't. It seems like they didn't really put a whole lot of work into this movie, at least in terms of like the writing or kind of thinking it out. It could have been awesome. At the very least, it could have been like somewhat entertaining, and it just didn't do any of that for me, unfortunately. Um, which I hate to say. It was just such an empty movie. It talked down to you. Nothing about it was nothing about it was mind blowing or even entertaining. Like I said, it only lasted an hour and a half, but it was a very excruciating hour and a half. Props to Adam Driver because this is way beneath him. The dude's a great actor.
It really is.
I don't know. Maybe he wanted to pay his mortgage or something like that.
Needed a quick check. Listen, I'm
Yeah.
going on vacation. Disney won't let me go for free anymore.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll be completely happy if I never watch this again. This isn't even a background noise movie for me.
Okay.
It doesn't even earn that title.
Yeah.
Never.
Okay.
Never.
Bryon?
I give it definitely later for me. I enjoyed the movie. It was just for what it was. It was a fun, quick little glimpse into something. I knew what I was getting into. I thought that they could have made it. It could have been great, and it wasn't great because of the way they did the story. But it could have been great, and I didn't mind. I think Adam Driver was great. I thought all the people that were in the movie, as far as acting, was great. Ariana Greenblatt as Koa, great. She did an unbelievable job.
I mean, the two actors that were in the movie.
Well, I mean,
besides the first 5 minutes,
the family in the beginning, because the family got me too. Because I'm all about family.
Yeah.
Because Adam Driver family. Yeah, she gave birth to to Dom, but whatever.
That's how it's all connected.
It's all connected. But I honestly, I thought it was fine for what it was. It wasn't a great movie, but it wasn't a terrible movie. It's definitely not going to make its money back from all. I think the budget was something like $90 million. It ain't no way in hell it's going to make $90 million. I think it's at something like 12 or 13 million now. But I think streaming, it's going to get to Netflix, and people are going to enjoy watching it on Netflix because it's action. It's done well. Adam Driver is great. So, I mean, the actors are good. The story is not so good, but they make the story better because of their connection. So I definitely get it adds up to a Netflix movie for me, which means later stream it at home.
Yeah. I'm gonna be right there too. I'll probably give it a later. You can wait till it's out on streaming. And I think once it hits Peacock or Netflix or whatever it's gonna hit, I think it's gonna be okay enough where enough people watch it and be like, oh, okay, but it's not making up that $90 million. It's not, and it went against Scream. It opened up against Scream, and Scream killed it, and was number one. And then that's it, man. This movie ain't gonna get any more life for a while, for at least 4 more weeks, and by then no one will care about it. So
it's gonna be back on. It's gonna be on HBO before a House Party gets released.
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna wait 45 days, legit. That 45 days, and this will be on a streaming service, guaranteed. But for what it is, it's a bootleg version of season 1 of Mando. Like guy finds kid, guy tries to save kid. The end. Yeah, it's like that's it. That's it.
I feel like if it had Planet of the Apes, this was Planet of the Apes. That's what it was with a kid. That's what.
Yeah. So give it a later. Then Rotten Tomatoes. I think a lot of the critics.
It's a huge.
Yeah. The critics definitely are more on Brandon's side with everything, because the critics gave it a 35%. Holy crap! And only 89 reviewers gave it a 35%. Yeah. So pretty much all of them made it.
It's like literally like the critics was like, "Stop it! He's already dead." Stop hitting him. That's what it is.
Yeah. But one of my favorite ones is he goes 65. It's closer to 0, which is like, yeah, that got me funny. And then the audience score gave it a 63. So I think me and Bryon are probably more around the audience side of this one. But yeah, definitely not a well received movie. And then the box office, domestically, it's 15.7 million domestic. So globally, worldwide, it was 24.2. So it is.
What was the budget? Tank?
I believe it was. I'm looking at it and it says 25 to 90, which I'm like, huh? It's probably closer to 90. I would give it closer to 90. You're not making this kind of movie with these CGI for anything less than 70, really. Exactly. So it's definitely closer to 90. I don't know if it makes up. It's gonna be a loss big time.
I think it loses.
It's gonna be a big flop.
It might make half the money, maybe half the money back.
Maybe, because you remember the next coming weeks, Shazam, Dungeons and Dragon, John Wick, Mario Brothers. I don't know when it's gonna make.
There's something else that comes out too.
And then after that, yeah. I mean, I don't. If it's at 24 right now worldwide, and you got four movies coming out in the next 4 weeks, I don't know if this is gonna make another. You're talking about what?
I'm thinking
80,
48
or 90, about.
I think it makes another 24 million. Actually, make another 24.
Yeah, which I'll write about half. But yeah.
I was the only person in the theater the other night. I was the only person in the theater yesterday.
Oh man,
yeah.
There was a good amount of people with me.
oh man, you're like, because Adam Driver sucks. He is not, man. He is a great actor. What you talking about?
I don't know.
I like Adam Driver.
I want him to be my Dr. Doom. That's Inside. Remember the Inside movie we talked about? We did.
Oh, the Elementals, whatever. I think it's coming out. Yeah, Adam is a big box office draw. Nah, and not yet.
I don't blame him. I'm saying the movie.
No,
the writers screwed this up.
Yeah.
And plus the look at when it opened. Sandwiched in between Scream 6 and then Shazam. And just look, just like you said, Tank. Look at the big tidal wave of things that are coming, in succession in the coming weeks. So it's probably going to get easily pretty much buried in the shuffle.
Yeah,
I think it finishes at about $40 million. It makes about $40 million. It'll lose about $50 million. Yeah,
I can see that. It's also an original movie sandwiched in between, like Brandon said, other big movies. All the other big movies are big IPs. Scream, big IP. John Wick, Shazam, which part of DC, so people are interested in that. Creed, Mario Brothers, Creed. So you have these other IPs that have traction already, and then you sneak in something that's like kind of new, but also we've seen before a bunch of times, so it's not too new. So it's kind of sucks, but we'll see. And then the only positive role I've heard warm reception to him is in Marriage, the Marriage Story. Yeah, the movie. I think it's just called Marriage, right?
Yeah,
Marriage. That's what he goes. I think it's Marriage Story.
Marriage Story.
I think
that's when he goes good soup. That's where we get that from. He was really good in that one. But I think Adam Driver until he really gets a breakout role, he needs to be teamed up with somebody.
Black Klansman was off the chain.
Yes.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
It was. But also, he was teamed up with David Washington, and John David Washington is great, and he needs a big breakout role as well. It wasn't Tenet, even though I love Tenet. I think that's what they thought. But Adam Driver, together, those guys crushed it. But we'll see. Yep. I need to make that make one of my clips. Good soup. But all right. Cool. Let's get out of here. Talk about another topic, our last topic for the night, actually. But you guys got anything else before we move on?
He's Dr.
No.
Doom. He needs to be Dr.
That's
Doom.
Dr. Doom.
I want him to be Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
age. He's so
Then you can surround him with other great actors and it makes him better.
Exactly. He step his game up. I feel like he acts just fine, but you need good people around him to really do it. But him as Dr. Doom, I feel like he has the evil streak in him. You see it in him. So that's why I really want him as Dr. Doom.
He's got a good bad guy. Adam Driver. No, Adam Driver was not in Tenet. Adam Driver was with John David Washington in Black Klansman, and John David Washington was in Tenet. But I was like kind of comparing. They're both at the same level where by themselves they're not that big movie star kind of guy yet. But together, Adam Driver, when they're around other people, they're elevated, I think, as actors.
Yeah.
So far. Yeah, but he wasn't in Tenet. Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting at because you brought Black Klansman and stuff like that. But all right, let's get out of here. So if you're watching live, stick around. We got another topic. If you're watching on replay, let us know what you think about 65. Leave a comment down below. Let us know if you liked it, you hated it, was it stupid, or what theories you thought were gonna pop up in this one that obviously didn't happen with a lot. But make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're on our way to 1,000, so we were trying to get there pretty soon. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Share any of our videos with your friends, with your parents, anybody who's a movie fan. Make sure you share it. You can join our Facebook group. Down in the description is the link to join there. And then and hit that like button. It lets YouTube know we're doing some good stuff, and that helps us get pushed out to more people, so we can get more people joining us. But that is it for 65. Thank you guys. Like I said, if you're watching live, stick around. We're going to talk about some other stuff.